Hello, welcome to SpeakEasy Online. It's January 2026. Where is time going? It's whooshing past. I've got a couple of notices. But first of all, Happy New Year to everybody. Juliet Fossey has an event happening on this Saturday, which is the 24th of January, at the old courthouse in Shap, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And it's an event looking at her recent book that was published by Coldu Press, In Search of the Missing, which is inspired by the Franklin expedition and the Franklin relics. And she's written these wonderful poems and done these amazing illustrations as well, and put the book all together over this last academic year at the University of Cumbria as part of her degree course that she was doing, which was great. And we had a really good event at the Source just before Christmas. And she's going to have some more slides and insight and talk about how she put the book together and some readings of the wonderful poems. So it's a free event. If people are up for coming along, you'd be most welcome to see you at the old courthouse in Shap on Saturday. And then Poets Out Loud, they're meeting at the Kirkgate Arts Centre in Cockermouth on Sunday. That's the 25th of January. That's 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. There'll be more poetry, shenanigans, and what have you there. Okay, it's like the poetry notice board has been dusted off and is back up and running. And we've got a speakeasy in person next week, Wednesday, the 28th of January, 7:30 p.m. at the Source in Carlisle as well. Okay, it's been a crazy sort of start to the year. We're only about 3 weeks in. This was written on the 4th of January after the news of what had been happening excuse me, on the 2nd and 3rd of January. And the first poem of the year is going to be a political one, and I dare say it won't be the last. It's called First They Came for Venezuela, and I Did Not Speak Out. An emperor sits in the White House. The American empire reaches out, topples a ruthless dictator, bundles him and his wife off to stand trial, while, ignoring international law violations, more interested in mineral extraction, mafia rules. If you want it, take it. The Don Roe doctrine gives you the okay. Forget about the 40 killed. No Americans were harmed. Well, only South Americans. And do they really count? Colombia's president better watch himself. Mexico ought to shape up. Who cares about Russians in Ukraine or China in Taiwan? The three superpowers might just carve up what's left of the free world. And nations, united in their disbelief, fail to respond or condemn this act. Welcome to 2026. Are there any resolutions you want to pass? And there you are. Thank you. So, yeah, it's a strange start to the year. Where will it go next? Hard to think. Dread to think. Yeah. Anyway, over to George. You can cheer us up with one of your cheery poems.
Well, I'll try. I'm not sure this cheers you up. But actually, this is from this morning, Kelly, from the prompt, which was, I can't remember what exactly the prompt was, but it was after the poem Waiting and Finding by Jack Gilbert about the wee boy that was always left with a triangle when it was music. So this was my thing from that. When teacher lied, or did she show me truth? We were to build a model village along the broad windowsill. Those strangely shaped vases where we watched hyacinth bulbs reach roots down to water, spring leaves into the light. The joy of flower, the slight scent that welcomes summer, were to go. There were kits for everyone to make, kits for church and school and all the houses, that we would cut out, glue, and decorate on Wednesday afternoons. When she said now, there was a rush, jumble of shouts and laughing. Now, children, did not stop this, Millie. I smiled a knowing smile and waited. Kits for all. She lied, for I got the last kit of all, but this was not a church or school or house. My kit was an aeroplane on a different scale. And as I gathered up my prize, she said, Sorry, the shop ran out of village, so I got this instead, for you. I see it now in that windowsill, my biplane made with sorrows, my tidy glue, my carefully trimmed wings, higher than the church steeple, a giant, threatening to bomb them all to rubble. But I didn't. Now I smile at this omen of my life, for like that plane, I never flew.
That was great, George. Yeah.
Yeah, great poem. And yeah, George and I have been doing the January writing hour with Kim Moore and Claire Shaw for the every day in January for an hour online, and it is amazing. I thought we'd have some political poems, so I'm going to read one from one of their prompts early on this month. The poem they gave us was A House Called Tomorrow by Alberto Rios, who I think is a Mexican poet. And there was a line in it which should give us all some hope, I think, and we all need a bit of hope at the moment. The bad do not win, not finally, no matter how loud they are. So this is my poem from that. Trump, Vance, Musk, Farage, the one-eyed monsters we've fed with our attention, the demigods we've fattened with idolatry. They keep shouting, drowning out the quieter voices of reason and sanity. The monsters deafen us, grab the airwaves, fill our screens. We are trapped now in their dark cave, slaves to their orders. But time hides with us. Eventually, the monsters will grow old and blind. They will not notice us, hanging under their goats' hairy bellies as we sway and judder out of the cave into the light. That's my hope.
Wow.
One day.
That's fantastic. So you're getting prompts each day during the course of January from Kim Moore, yeah? Oh, wow. Fantastic.
They give us sort of three or four a day, and they're all incredible. So sometimes it's overload, but you end up with a lot of stuff to work on.
And it's just an hour's online session.
Yeah, they read a poem, then say, right, 7 minutes, write your own poem on such and such. Okay, carry on if you want, or listen to another prompt. So it is amazing. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mm.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing those poems. They sounds really good. Okay. Kevin.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you doing?
Have you got the copy I sent you?
I've got the poem you sent me. Yes, a good question.
Ah,
Yes.
brilliant. Because that's quite got a political edge, as well as thoughts.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to it, Phil.
Oh, well, you don't want to say anything, a little introduction about it, Kevin?
Well, it kind of transpired over maybe a couple of weeks, and it's something I haven't written a poem. I kind of find it hard to call it a poem in a way, but it is. It's got poetical influences in it, as you can hear when you say it, Phil. Yeah. So I thought you might want to look at my. I've got a painting over here you can look at. But read the poem first.
All right. This is a good question. I think to myself and question everything over and over, infinitely. Is anything true? Introspection, is it an illusion? Talking to oneself, it can be dangerous. Waiting for a bus, waiting for a train, calling up a friend, the one that never came. But that was long ago. At least I think so. Better check the facts before it is too late. Tapping on the keys, looking for a break. All the world my oyster, staring into space. Will it know me when it meets me? Will it greet me like a friend, as would death and resurrection in the end? Are all our names recorded? Does it really have to matter? A sharpened quill, acres of parchment. Could there be an end? The night sky, poetic to behold. A billion questions, incomprehensible. Time, like salt and sand, sprinkles my mind with doubt. A quantum theory for the masses, seeking out a notion of nothingness, a void in which to dwell, in ways unheard of before the flood, the Magna Carta, the Battle of Hastings, and Hiroshima. Was there ever any peace on earth? A story to tell, the Holy Grail to search for, sleepless nights and thoughtless days. Bird songs can lift the spirits, perched high, oblivious of my attention. I close the door. The bird is gone. A long walk can also help, straightening an aching back, and greeting then the dawn, and hopefully the sun is in a cloudless sky. And that's it. A good question from Kevin O'Connor. Right. So, what was your inspiration behind that then, Kevin? That was, and you say there's a painting that sort of accompanies it.
Oh no, it wasn't a painting that inspired it. It's no, that was just my thoughts. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of philosophy buried in there.
Yeah.
That I think about all the time. But the times we're living in right now, I mean, listening to Trump today, we've given in too much to what's going on, and it's kind of frightening. But I just feel that what we're doing, we're heading towards something, and we don't know what the end game is really. Yeah. Anyway, I want to show you a paint. I thought it'd be quite nice to show you a painting.
Okay.
If you can see it.
Well, hopefully. It's blurry, Kevin, because you must have got a filter on to do with to do with the settings on your Zoom. It must be a background.
Can you see anything?
Function. It's rather blurry and abstract, but it looks blue and orange.
Yeah. Oh well. It is my den, you see.
Oh, in the attic.
Well, no, it's not the attic. It's my bedroom as well as my workroom.
Oh, right.
Not all.
Your studio. One of your studios.
It's full of dreams.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
That's great.
Thanks a lot, Phil.
Cheers, Kevin.
Thanks for starting it. Yeah.
Thank you.
By the way, no, because of my eyesight, right,
Yeah.
I can't read what I write.
Yeah.
And I write very little. I use this, and even the computer is quite hard to use now.
Hmm.
But I use read aloud a lot, and that the one you've just read, I know it from AI. So AI translates my poem into AI. So that's kind of interesting area, that I quite like dealing with in a way.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good. That's nice to hear that AI is aiding you and helping uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
with reciting the poems. That's great.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Kevin. And we'll move on to David.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Thank you. My wife and I went over to Ireland for Christmas to visit our two sons who live there and their families. Sadly, their families are fractured. Our second son, Stephen, separated and divorced quite a long time ago now, and James split from his wife in the course of last year, which absolutely shattered me because they had been together for 30 years. And I considered that that was a real lifetime commitment. And when he told me that he was leaving her because he just couldn't go on, I was really heartbroken. But it was lovely to go over there and see the whole family. Before I went in Carlisle Station, I bought a little A6 notebook because I thought I would do some scribbling. In the end, in the week that we were there, I wrote 17 poems. Some of
Oh,
them I'm quite pleased with, and some of them are a bit frivolous. I'm going to read you one which is one of the more frivolous ones. My second son, Stephen's partner, is from Portadown. She's a lovely girl, Catherine. And I was having a conversation with her one day, and she said she really doesn't like the habit that Northern Irish people have of reinforcing everything they're saying by the words "so it is" or "so I am" or "so they are" and so on and so forth. And I had noticed it, of course, because you can't help but not doing it. And I thought it was rather cute. So, really thinking of Catherine, I wrote this very, very simple little poem. And it was me thinking really about my family in Belfast. And I suppose if I gave it a title, I would call it "So It Is." Um, I'm in Belfast, so I am. And it's Christmas, so it is. Uh, Yesterday we went on a walk, so we did. Today we're going to the theatre, so we are. The family's here, so it is. I love them all, so I do. Uh, they're all special in their own way, so they are. And always will be, so they will. Always. I sent it to my daughter Outlaw, Susan, James's wife, and she said she started reading it. She thought it was rather offensive because she thought I was making fun of this Northern Irish habit of saying "so they are" and so on and so forth. But she said when she got to the end, she was really very touched by it.
Hmm.
Uh, because the nice thing, if there is a nice thing about a fractured family, is that we have maintained and intend to maintain a relationship with the ex-wives and the children. We have four grandchildren there, three girls, two from one family and a girl and a boy from the other one. The eldest girls are 20 and 18. The eldest one is at university. So they've more or less left home. The other two are 17 and 15. There are 2 years between all of them. And it was really great to go over there and spend some time with the whole family and see them all. And it was really very, very special. Anyway, that's that one. It's a bit simple. There we are.
No, thank you for shaving that. Shaving that. Thank you for sharing that with us, David. It was really lovely. That really was. Yeah, fantastic. All right,
okay.
we've done a circuit. That's great. We've got 6.5 minutes before we have to push the button. So we'll see how far we get round again before we have to do that. I've got a poem which is also another political poem. It's called The Weasel and the Toad, and it was prompted by a defection from the Tory party to Reform UK. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Tories or Reform UK. Surprise, surprise. But I just get cross with those MPs who defect from one party to another. And you're like, well, hang on a minute. You were elected by people because you were standing as a representative of that particular party. You should, I would have thought, call a by-election and stand again for the party that you've decided to now represent, rather than just going, oh, it was a popularity contest for me. Anyway, this is called The Weasel and the Toad. And it goes something like this. The weasel and the toad sit grinning at a scrum of eager beaver journalists stirring up trouble. Malcolm Tucker would despair at another omnishambles. Former candidate for party leader leaves resignation letter printed out, lying around the office. Robert Jenrick is a numpty. Fired before he could stab his leader in the back or the front. A defector. Another Tory decides to side with Reform UK. Betrayal. Not only of what questionable loyalties or principles the politician claims to have, but, more importantly, the revelation that he holds the electorate in such contempt. The people put you where you are. You were elected to office by people of your constituency. They elected and voted for their representative of a particular party. Red, blue, yellow, green, whatever. If you choose no longer to be the representative of that party, the winning party's parliamentary member, then step down and force a by-election. Run as a reformed character. But they hardly ever do. They choose to simply defect and decide that yesterday you were blue, true through and through, or whatever bullshit you tell yourself. And now you're not. So how dare you describe yourself as a person of principle when sat beside the Cheshire Cat of British politics? The weasel joins the toad, who thinks he's on the road to Downing Street. Traitors weren't always TV ratings winners. In days gone by, they were imprisoned in the Tower. Or shot. That's that. Maybe I've been reading too much George Kilcoto, but there you go. There we are. Got two and a half minutes. Are you up for another one from George?
Yeah, fine. I'll do it quickly. It's quite a short poem. Anyway, it's from this morning again. It was something about remembering poems and what that means. This is remembering the poem, A Scots Pine. At 17, I wrote of being alone inside a windswept head and remembering. Or was it? Was it imagining a Scots pine, that dark silhouette on a moor, wind-blasted, boggy, and wondered if I was indeed that tree? Or was it me? I thought then an aged other dwelt inside my sapling pine, like some strange dwarf fighting to be free. Do I dream as sleep grows weaker, as my body loses the urge to reach the sun, that dwarf and I are closer as I have grown, and stunted down to embrace and be embraced by a wizened self?
Wow. So you just wrote that this morning. You just dashed that off this morning at this
Yeah,
this workshop.
you get 4 or 5 minutes usually for each of these. So the teacher one and that one are pro. I think the teacher one they gave us a little bit longer, Kelly. I think they gave us 8 minutes or something.
Yeah, very generous this morning. But yeah, that was really haunting, George, and it was a fascinating prompt, wasn't it? The idea of
Yeah.
looking back at something you've written and arguing with it. Yeah,
With a lot of these prompts, I find that as there's talking about them, I think I've got nothing to do about this. I can't think of anything. I'm not going to do it. And then when they say yes, actually sometimes I start before Kim or Claire has
yeah.
stopped talking, and I'm starting to jot down some things. I've got some ideas suddenly come into your head. It's good.
She just has a gift for sparking ideas off in other people, I think. She is amazing. Yeah, sorry, I sound like an advert.
No, that's great.
That
That's
we,
great.
we both do, but it's good fun. I mean, it is good fun, and it's a bit
Yeah,
like David was saying. Once you start on this thing and scribbling a few poems, it's like a snowball starting to roll. You've
yeah,
got no control over it; it just carries on down the hill.
yeah.
That's
And
cool.
it's amazing value. I mean, you can just go for a week and pay 25 quid, or you can do the whole month for £70, which I think is really good value.
On average, there must be 230, 240 people every
Yeah,
morning.
Wow, that's a lot.
I think I've done quite a few workshops and things over the years, and this is probably the best thing I've ever done, I think. And yeah, I think this is their fifth year of doing
Yeah.
it. So,
I remember you doing it the last couple of years, and
mm,
you were.
Yeah, the only thing is I give up the typing up, Kelly, because I get to the stage, I've made so many things that are movie poems or not, and I think I can't be bothered typing this up.
that's my problem as well, just finding the time to type them and edit them, and yeah, but
And
anyway.
I was also doing Kith, the Cinnamon Press, were doing the 12 Omen Days, 12 days after Christmas. And then they did something else. Then on the 19th there, they had a Kith writing by candlelight. So, oh,
You must have been about to burst with all these poems. Yeah.
I hope you had a rest over Christmas, George, with all these poems spilling out of you.
There's
that
no
is my
rest
rest
for
to some extent.
poets.
Wow.
Oh, I hope we haven't lost Kevin
Yeah.
Yeah, David.
and David. Yeah, perhaps
Yeah.
they can't find the link. Oh,
We'll give them a moment or two.
yeah.
I was kind of sensible this time. I jotted the link down on a piece of paper because usually I've got it somewhere in a file. And when Phil cuts, I then scrabble back through and realize that I haven't pinned the email onto,
You're
Yeah.
usually I always tease George because he's usually the first one back into the room after a break. It's like who wants to be a millionaire with their fastest finger first? How's Kat? Are you having a good time? Good. All right. Are you feeling better because you had the lurgy as well? You're much better now. Much better.
Good. Oh,
Good. Good. Oh, this is great.
such a shame that we can't hear you, because it'd be nice to hear your poems, Kat. Okay, do you have a techie person who can help you with your microphone? Don't I know you can't answer. You could type in the chat if you can use that, but no. Down at the bottom of your screen, there's something that says chat with little speech bubbles, and you can click on that and type things into it. And you see it next to your screen then. Yeah,
Hello, Kat.
we have the technology.
Careful, Kat. You're one step away from signing up for this workshop every day. No.
Oh, do you think they're coming back or?
I don't know. Shall we crack
Okay.
on and we can incorporate them seamlessly, uh,
Okay.
uh, as always.
Yeah.
So over to you, Kelly.
Um, okay. I was going to just remind people about Words by the Water and the Maryport Literary Festival. I know you've sent the links in the email, so thank you very much for doing that. I think tickets are on sale for both now, and the popular sessions go fast. So yeah.
Sorry, Kelly, is there a Maryport festival as well as Words on the Water?
Yes, yes.
Oh, right.
And the Maryport one is, I think it's 27th of February to 1st of March. It's much smaller, and you probably will be fine for tickets to that.
I'll need to
It's
grab
at
it.
the Sen House Roman Museum, which is a lovely setting.
Yeah, no, I need to have a look at that then, Kelly. I didn't realise.
Yeah, okay. Well, I can send you a link actually. I'll do it afterwards if you
I'll
like.
find it anyway, Kelly. Don't worry,
Okay.
because I mean, I can do it. I just didn't realise there was a separate thing. I've looked
Yeah.
at Words in the Water and I was trying to get down, but I'm doing something else. So, well, too many things on.
Yeah, it gets confusing. Anyway, here's another little poem from the writing hour, which was prompted by Evan Boland's poem, The Room in Which My First Child Slept. So this is mine. My youngest son's room. It's unnaturally clean and empty now. Hard to remember it a few weeks ago. Floor covered with lone trainers, odd socks, t-shirts and sweaters lying where they fell, grubby rucksacks squatting in the corner, shiny drinking flasks standing guard, bags of climbing chalk, computer leads trailing across the carpet. He flies in from time to time, a long-limbed migrating bird, bearded, grinning, solving problems we barely understand, bursting through the fog of aging, plugging us into today, tomorrow, the future. Thanks.
That was lovely.
He's a scientist and he's working on very cutting edge research, and he's a boffin really. So
All
he
right.
lives in a different world, but we love seeing him when he visits.
Where's he based?
He's living in Bonn in Germany at the moment.
Wow.
His wife has got a job with an EU organization, so he's able to get a visa as her spouse. They've had a nightmare with Brexit, impossible for them to live anywhere together, but finally she's got this job and which is in Germany and he can live there with her. Neither of them particularly like Bonn, but at least they can be together.
Oh well,
Um,
that's pretty cool.
hmm.
And I'm sure having his room immortalized in words by you is the pinnacle of his achievements in recent times. That's great. All right. Well, it was going to be Kevin next. Kevin asked me to read, if I could read one of his poems at the last Speakeasy that we did in person before Christmas, and I forgot because we had so many things going on. But it's in the latest edition of Speakeasy magazine, and it's called Metaphor for Living. So I will read this again, another one by Kevin O'Connor. Back then, back in time, now, not when, he pointed to a star. In a cave, a brother holds a lamp and creates a new world from red and ochre. A hand dipped into pigment pressed against stone. History in the making. A mother holds a hand on an infant's shoulder. A daughter stirs a pot. Bison, bear, and buffalo roam the plains. Chanting fills the cave in celebration. Axe of flint cuts the gut. Razor teeth, bone needle, hack, stitch, and sew warm hide. Winter needs fulfilling. Brother waves, sister stirs the pot. Dog looks, scratches, and sleeps. Infant cries, silence, no echo. Sun rises on the burial day. Wooden spades dig into the firmament. Empty eyes look on in astonishment. Lips sealed, low moaning lament. Brother looks down into the pit. Utterance passes from lip to lip. The strong man bare skin clad clenches the jawbone of an ass. Again the lament passes round. Archetypal, sinister and profound. Spiral grooves in spiral stones mark a place. Mortal memory. Sunlight passes through a cleft. Time and again repeating events in actions understood in signs of recognition. Winter and hunger gather together as one. Low sun pales, reflects the anguish on faces. Waiting, ever waiting. Silent signs conveying doubt that can be seen. And then there's a little note that he says, thank you. Metaphor is a disguise for truth, to reach back in time. I was attempting to express a world in which speech is an utterance and marks on cave walls, the birthplace of the visual world, the burial pit, a vital link between existence and non-existence, attended by all. The harshness of winter, a constant reminder of hunger, circles of stone, moving bodies, a dance. And that's Metaphor for Living by Kevin O'Connor. And the SpeakEasy book, on the back cover, we've got these two handprints, and I thought we had a couple of poems during the pandemic where it had that image of the handprint on the cave wall, and I was thinking that's got to be one of the first pieces of art, isn't it? And it was so tactile and made by human hands. And then the other one is like a digital corrupted picture of a hand. It's like our modern world, and we do everything with our fingertips again through all our devices and our phones and things. And I thought there was a kind of strange parallel there. And a five-fingered star. It's the fifth SpeakEasy magazine. I was like, oh, it's maybe not an accident. This, I don't know. Yes, that's the Vulcan collection. We're doing that one next. All right. Okay, no sign of Kevin or David, so maybe they're all poeted out for today. Oh, what have you found there, Kat? Was that artwork you wanted to show us? No? A little poem from moi.
Yeah. Is that it? That you've put it? Yeah, it's like a haiku. Shall I read it out? Unicellular and mighty, in a watery world you survive, oozing oxygen every day that we need to survive. Very good. Yeah, thank you.
That's...
it's from that book.
Is that an illustration that you've done to go with it? Yes.
It looks beautiful. Yeah.
Well, Kat is a brilliant artist, so
Wow.
You sold loads of paintings and stuff at Talking Tarn in the summer. You were. Oh, it's one of your beautiful books where you've put all your ideas and things together and turned it into a work of art in its own right.
That looks really lovely. Yeah.
And all the children who came in always wanted to play with them, and you were like, please, no, don't.
Oh, I hope we can all get a chance to see them. Where are you based, Kat? Do you know
Yeah, yes, yes. Cat's very literal sometimes. Cat's one of the Brampton poets, so you're not far from Brampton.
Oh, right. Yeah.
A stone's throw from Brampton. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, well,
I hope you're
those
not.
look really lovely. So is each booklet one poem, or is there like a poem per page, or right, so that whole little poem, is that
Oh, they're all sections that go across the
right?
whole,
Yeah,
make a greater whole, do they? Yes. Well, yeah. They are beautiful works of art, those books, and
they do look really lovely. Oh, each page is a different little
different little poem.
image and piece of writing. Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, thank you. I've got to go in a minute for my tea, I'm afraid.
No.
Sorry.
Last time you'd already eaten, so I was impressed with you. So you have to tell
Yeah,
us.
oh, that was when Ian was away, but he's been in the kitchen cooking,
Good,
so I
good.
need to put in an appearance.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe we've entered an Agatha Christie plot.
Sorry, what
Yes, and then there were none
what's we
on,
having?
and then there were none on Zoom, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, lovely to see you all.
What's for dinner?
For dinner tonight, I think we're having pasta with pesto and bacon and salad. Yeah.
All right. Oh, hang on.
Delicious.
We'll be there. We'll be there. Give us 5 minutes. We'll be there.
I'll ask him to put a bit more on quickly. See you all soon.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Take care,
Bye.
Kelly. Cheers.
Bye.
And then there was 3. Speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. All right. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I was going to make my big announcement now, but well, you're my biggest fans anyway, so yeah. I've been nominated for an acting award for my role as Inspector Clouseau at the Grenier Millionaire. So we will find out at the end of February whether I've actually won a bit of
Yes,
plastic with
I
my name
saw
on.
that, Phil. Well done. Well done.
Well, it's nice to be nominated. Somebody must have thought it was all right, you know.
So do you get to fly to Los Angeles for the dinner, for the presentation?
Well, yes. If by Los Angeles you mean Whitehaven Golf Club and and in a buffet, there being about 50 awards, and you have to sit through the whole evening. But yeah, it's great. Also, I must say that it's lovely to be nominated. It was also funny that Craig Norrindale, who's a great poet and a good friend of James Riddick's and Max Tyler, and a good friend of SpeakEasy, he's nominated. He's nominated twice because he did a play with the Green Room. He did Present Laughter, so he got nominated with them. And then he's also did Weird Sisters with a group out west. So he's been nominated with them as well. It's like, oh no, I can't be nominated against Craig, who's up for 2 nominations. So we will see what happens at the end of February. So I hope it'll be a lovely buffet, if nothing else, you know. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, talking of my alleged acting skill, I was gonna do the latest installment of a certain Detective Penguin, mainly just for George, because he seems to enjoy Kung Fu Penguin. But Kat, I hope you get as much out of this as George does, and I hope my voice holds up as well, because my poor lurgy voice, I don't know if I'll be able to do all the voices, but I will give it a good go. So yeah, this is episode 3 of this 4th season of Adventures of Kung Fu Penguin, and I hope you've been keeping up, Kat. That's the look of slight confusion, which even if you've heard all the episodes, you would still have. So it's okay. I'll quit my rambling and just get on with it. It's hopefully self-explanatory, and I apologize in advance. Are we sitting comfortably? Okay, I'll begin. This is a good time for a cup of tea, probably. Okay. Kung Fu Penguin, Series 4, Episode 3. Kung Fu Penguin and friends are taking part in a series of hearings before the Governmental Oversight Department Committee, examining the unusual revelations from the Dr. Bobcat Investigates podcast. About to give evidence for the third hearing, our heroes find themselves filling up one of the corridors of the Capitol building. Congressman Timbersheet held a folder of papers under his arm. He had an apologetic look on his face. Thank you for bearing with us. We're having some issues today. It seems we're double booked. There's shenanigans at play. Miss Lemur has gone to find us a room. There was a ping from his smartphone. The congressman glanced urgently at the screen. Several minutes passed. Kung Fu Penguin glanced at Professor Brush and Brian Piccolo. If you want me to use my Kung Fu, just let me know. I can bust open the door of any of these meeting rooms. Just one karate chop or kick will do it. The chairman shook his head. Bored, the private eye folded his arms. Again, several more minutes passed. And then we segue into the musical number, because I'm still trying to pitch it as a musical. I think it's going to be more of a concept album now, like Jeff Wynne's War of the Worlds. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna try and do a bit of a duet song here, but we'll see what happens. You got to imagine the music. We'll fill it in later. It's all right. Do you have an update for us all? I'm growing kind of fed up of staring at the hall. Hope you got a reason for me. Has someone forgotten the door key? The booking for the room's been cancelled. I got bad news for you, detective. Someone's trying to interfere in justice. Seems we're blocked by elements of that criminal collective. Dark forces are at play in the shadows where they stay. Banish away the darkness by shining a spotlight. There's gotta be a paper trail. You gotta uphold what's right. You gotta find these crooks and bring the guilty to books. I'm not much of a philosopher. I ain't in no mood to be reflective, but I promise to stay the course. We don't answer to this criminal collective. I've crossed paths with them before. I don't care for their political hypocrisy. I'm all for exposing this illegal underworld. It's a clear threat to democracy. But some people think they're above the law. Uncovering who is what this inquiry is for. I should have a harmonica or something, really. I should. I have got one here, but I can't play it. Yeah, it's good. That's good. We have allies in high places. I've received a presidential directive. Finally, we've the chance to bring down the dagnam criminal collective. I can assure you they won't succeed in blocking us. We've all the powers of justice. They're always shooting at you when you're over the bullseye. I sure as hell won't allow this course to die. We don't give in to scare tactics and intimidation. We're supposed to live in a free nation. And then we end the musical number and we get back into the to the staging. This is for the stage directions and things. Chairman, that's really important, Piccolo mused. To have the president on side. Yes, sir. The chair smiled. And this time we've got the receipts. You have evidence that they've cooked the books? A criminal collective cookbook? Sounds like a recipe for disaster. Don't worry, I intend to give them a good roasting. That's the jokes. There we are. That's this. I'm sorry, that's it. That's it. A few moments later, the smartly dressed Congresswoman Lima appeared. Her eyes sparkled. She lit up with a big smile. I've got a saloon. Time to start the fight back. Sometimes the best form of defense is attack, the detective noted before striking a defensive pose. But knowing which battles to fight are the words of the wisest warrior of all. Well, we're fighting the good fight, sir, nodded the chairman. With your help, we'll get there. Sounds like things are really cooking.
Will the committee uncover the criminal collective's misdemeanors and finally find someone to throw the book at? What pressures will the events seen by billions of viewers on the Dr. Bobcat Investigates podcast bring to bear on the proceedings? What will it take for justice to prevail? Where will the revelations take us next? Find out next time on Kung Fu Penguin.
Wah, wah. There we are. You two are very patient people. Thank you very much. This is probably why people didn't tune back in. They were like, oh, it's time for the... Yes, it is time for the honey and lemon throat sweets. Yes. But that was part of my Bob Dylan gravelly voice I was perfecting. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank you. Most poetry events are sponsored by Cuff Sweets at some point. Okay, George. Follow that if you dare.
Well, I thought don't know, is this a cheery one? No, it's not really a cheery one. But I thought I'd follow up. Kelly's been doing stuff from this Writing January. So this is something from a few days back. This was from the 12th. So this is, but maybe ring a bell with some of you. This is Bible class reunion. And in brackets, it's put on the whole armor. Ephesians 6:13. So long since I wore the armor, it is long lost in unopened pages. I have shield and helmet and sword of my own forging to ward off these rulers of darkness. In this celebration of those who know they are the light, I wonder why I thought years might have mellowed their brilliance. Now I am besieged by tales of honeyed success, of gathering manna, by the circle of the chosen peacocking their goodness, smiling wealth and middle class, while poor Billy, in his everyday suit, circulates from ring to ring, apologising for not being them. I want to take him aside to shake his hand and slap his head for being blinded to his success and not being them. Wander to get another egg and cress sandwich, a tepid coffee, pray for it ending.
That's great, George. You just dash these off in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I mean, some of them I play about with afterwards, but not a lot. As you know, I try not to edit. I try to edit as little as possible. But I tend to think now that just go with the immediate thing that strikes you. But this, as with often, I have returned to a lot of these thoughts at various times, so they're not totally fresh. I mean, I was at a Bible class reunion, a Crusader Bible class reunion, and it occurred to me as I was going back, I mean, years later, I thought, one of the things that they always kept saying was, if you're a good Christian, God rewards you. And it was this thing about cast your bread in the waters and it will return 1,000-fold and all that. And then they would come along and they would praise other people, but they always praised them for the success they had, the money they had, the house they bought, because they become a doctor or whatever it was. And I thought you were meant to be a Christian because you thought it would make life a better place for everyone, not that you did it because it would make you a rich man. So went back to this reunion, and there was one guy who kept going round saying to other people, "Well, I never really was a success. I never became a whatever it was. Remember, I said I was going to study for that. I didn't manage it." And he went from group to group, kind of apologising for not being a success. And I looked at these folk and thought, I really want to go around and kick all of them somewhere that hurts, because I really don't think you are a success. I think you're obnoxious. So, but probably they thought that about me, so we were quids.
Wow. I want you to be at all parties, all sort of social gatherings, at all these kind of, like, especially middle class ones, and you can just burst the bubbles of pomposity of people.
No, no, I'm one of them. But I just hopefully I manage to stand a little bit on the outside and see how idiotic it all is. But then I am middle class and I've never struggled really, so I can't claim to be. I mean, I've never been a beggar on the street, but hopefully you can empathize with why or how or perhaps.
Mm. No, that's cool. Oh, right. I'm being told we've only got 10 minutes left. Oh, have you got another poem for us, Cat?
Oh,
No? What were you... Another one? Oh, okay. Thinking about a poppy's face that glows in scarlet and nods its head, that dances and sways so full of life, or making remembrance stars for the dead. Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
yeah, really nice. Really nice.
Oh, and you've illustrated it as well. That's stunning.
Yes.
Oh,
Ah,
wow. You
yeah.
will remember, yeah. Oh, yes. That's very powerful, that, Cat.
Yeah. I've got a friend wrote a poem about how sad he was that a wee girl, he happened to have a wild poppy growing in his garden, and a wee girl coming down the road stopped and picked it up and was carrying it away,
Oh.
which she quite liked because she loved the poppy and she would carry it. And the mother took the poppy and threw it away and said, "You don't want to be looking at that. That's in memory of the dead."
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Anyway, but I think that's maybe what we do as poets, don't we? We see little events and it means something to us. I'm not saying it doesn't mean something to other people, but we have this mad desire to jot something down to share it.
It's usually, yeah, it's something that doesn't leave us until we've written something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's often just written for ourselves, to be honest. It's quite nice if somebody else likes it, but basically we just say, I need to write this down.
Yeah. 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 That's very true. Yeah, there's wisdom in these words, eh? There's wisdom. All right. We've only got we've got 7 minutes or so, so I might do one last one to wrap it up, and then I will free you from this poetry lock-in that we've other people have already figured out where the escape button is. Oh, poetry juice! Oh, a whole bottle of... Good. Well, an early finish will suit you down to the ground. Okay. Yes, there was a lot of negativity and things, so I was trying to come up with some positive words. So I came up with this poem, and the title is riffing off of a quirky line from Bill Bailey. The title is, "Am I an optimist? I hope so. I'm trying to detox from the news, decontaminate myself. I choose to turn off social media and ignore nasty people's views. I want to champion hope, coax it out of Pandora's box, because we really could do with some. And there's no time like the present to dispel these dark times. Banish away despair with a dose of optimism. Look on the bright side. Feel the wind in your hair as it lifts up your wings. Remember to try your best. Be generous, be kind, be understanding, be patient, and hope for the rest. Maybe, just maybe, if each and every one of us can do a little bit, together we can give hope that chance. There we are. All right. Thank you very much. All right then. Thank you for tuning in. Give yourselves a round of applause for reading and listening and being here tonight and singing and leaving early and sticking to the end. Lovely to see you guys. We'll do it all again next time. And keep up the good work. Keep up the writing.
Thanks.
See you soon. Cheers.
See you soon, Phil. Kat, thanks.
Cheers. Bye.